Before he finished praying for a sign, she appeared at the well, exactly as he'd asked God to arrange. Word travels fast in a small community. When Rebekah rushed home wearing expensive jewelry and bubbling with an incredible story, her brother Laban's eyes lit up. This wasn't just any traveler at the well, this was someone important, someone blessed. Laban hurried to meet Abraham's servant, his words flowing with Middle Eastern hospitality. "Come in, blessed of the Lord. Why stand outside? I've prepared everything. The house, food, even a place for your camels." But when food was set before the weary traveler, he pushed it aside. "I cannot eat," he said, "until I've told you why I'm here." And what a story he told. With the passion of a man who'd witnessed miracles, Abraham's servant painted a picture of God's incredible faithfulness. He spoke of his master Abraham, how God had blessed him beyond measure with flocks, herds, silver, gold, and servants, how Sarah had miraculously given birth to Isaac in her old age, and how Abraham had given everything to this promised son. Then came the sacred mission. Abraham had made his servant swear a solemn oath. "Don't find a wife for my son from the pagan Canaanites. Go to my family, my people. Find a wife there." The servant had worried. What if she won't come? But Abraham's faith was unshakable. "The Lord will send his angel with you. He will make your way successful." "So here's what happened at the well," the servant continued, his voice filled with wonder. "I prayed a very specific prayer. I asked God for a sign, not just any sign, but a precise one. When a young woman comes to draw water, I'll ask for a drink. If she not only gives me water but offers to water my camels too, that's the one God has chosen. Do you know how much water a thirsty camel drinks? Up to 30 gallons. 10 camels could mean 300 gallons of water." The servant was asking God for a woman with an extraordinary servant's heart. "Before I even finished praying," he marveled, "there was Rebekah with her water jar. Everything happened exactly as I'd asked. She gave me water, watered all the camels, and when I asked whose daughter she was, she's your granddaughter, Abraham's own family." The servant's voice grew reverent. "I bowed down and worshipped the Lord right there. He led me straight to the right family, to the right woman. Now came the moment of decision. Will you deal kindly with my master? Will you let Rebekah come and marry Isaac?"
Bethuel and Laban looked at each other. How could they argue with such obvious divine orchestration? "This comes from the Lord," they declared. "We have nothing to say against it. Take Rebekah and go. Let her be Isaac's wife, just as God has spoken."
The servant's heart overflowed with gratitude. He bowed to the ground in worship, then brought out treasures. Silver jewelry, gold ornaments, beautiful garments for Rebekah, and precious gifts for her family. They celebrated with a feast that lasted into the night. But morning brought urgency. "Send me back to my master," the servant requested. He was eager to complete his mission.
Rebekah's mother hesitated. "Let her stay with us at least 10 more days."
"Please don't delay me," the servant urged. "The Lord has made my journey successful. Let me return to Abraham."
So they called Rebekah. The decision was hers to make. "Will you go with this man?"
Without hesitation, without fear, with the same decisive spirit she'd shown at the well, Rebekah answered, "I will go."
What courage, what faith! She was leaving everything familiar for a future she couldn't see, trusting in the God who had so clearly orchestrated these events.
Her family blessed her as she prepared to leave. "May you become the mother of thousands of millions. May your descendants be strong and victorious."
And so Rebekah mounted her camel and followed Abraham's servant toward her destiny. Meanwhile, Isaac was walking in the fields near his home, perhaps praying, perhaps thinking of his recently deceased mother Sarah. As evening approached, he looked up and saw camels approaching in the distance. At the same moment, Rebekah saw a man walking toward them across the field. "Who is that?" she asked the servant. "That is my master Isaac." Something stirred in Rebekah's heart. Quickly she covered herself with her veil, the modest, respectful gesture of a bride meeting her husband for the first time. The servant told Isaac everything, every detail of the journey, the prayer, the miraculous answer, the family's response. And Isaac? He brought Rebekah into his mother Sarah's tent. She became his wife, and he loved her deeply. The scripture says something beautiful. Isaac was comforted after his mother's death. Love has a way of healing grief. God's perfect timing brought exactly the right person at exactly the right moment. This is how God works. through faithful servants, willing hearts, and perfect timing. He sees the end from the beginning, and his plans are always good.